Hi everybody, happy Friday afternoon. I am about to get ready to go do a few things this evening, so I thought I am going to be getting ready with you. Why not, right? So hop in. My name's Catherine. I am 67 years old, retired teacher, mom, grandmother, all the things, wife, you name it. Sister, all the good stuff. And I love to share some tips and tricks I've learned along the way. And it's been a long way. I'm 67, almost 68, will be in July. And I love skincare and I love makeup. So I'm going to share what I love. I just put on a little bit of an eye primer. I am finding that the older I get, the more I need it. My eyes need it. And I'm looking. My lips are so chapped today. Oh my gosh. I think I must have gotten bitten by something. I woke up yesterday morning and my top lip felt a little swollen, looked a little tiny bit red, and now today it's really dry. So I don't know. I have no idea what I did, but I can tell you what works for me. I'm using a really great lip balm by Olive Tree People, Oliveda. It's waterless skincare. If you have never heard of it, it's coming. It's in the US now, has been here for almost 2 years, and it's made a huge difference in the texture, appearance, pliability, plumpness, all the good stuff. And I really can't even see. Ooh, okay. I'm not great at this TikTok thing. I typically am either on Instagram or Facebook, and I have a private page on Facebook. So I don't do this very often, but I'm like, why not, right? I mean, I see some people hopping on. Thanks for joining. And yeah, let's just get this party started because I've got places to go. We're going out to do some stuff starting with a machine pitch game for our oldest grandson tonight, who's 7. So, it feels so good. Anyway, let me tell you about this. This lip balm is actually a potential free gift with purchase this month in May, and it's staggeringly amazing. This is what's left, and I got it in December. So we're talking months and months and months, and I use it at least twice a day, every day, and certainly really well at night. It has something called hydroxytyrosol in it, and all of the Olive Tree, Oliveda line is waterless. So the first ingredient is never water, and that has made such a difference. It's like the difference you didn't know you need until you changed it. And everything is so much more potent. It's all bioactive. I'm just getting a text from my son about, yeah. So anyway, it's all good. I will connect with him in just a bit. How are y'all? How's everybody? I really am excited to share some of these products with you. I represent and collaborate with several companies, and I'm only ever going to share what I love and use. So let's have at it. All right. Most of the makeup that I use is from a company called Younique. And I love Younique. I've been with them since September of 2024. This is a little eyeshadow palette that is called, it's the Rose Tones. And it's everything you need for a kind of a rosy little look. And I'm going to start with this darker color, which I know looks a little scary. Don't be. And I'm going to show you how you can use a couple of different shades. I'm going to put this on. Yep, I'm telling you, it won't be scary for long. Okay. See what I just did? I gave myself a red eye, didn't I? That's a good look. Let's start with that. Now, The reason I'm holding this area up is for a good reason. I have a hooded section of this eye, meaning that if I did not do this, then you wouldn't see the product because there's like a little dip. This is hooded eyes. If you don't know, you probably don't have them. But what they are is and it doesn't even necessarily have to do with age, although the older we get, the more likely you are to have them. And then I am just going to do a little bit of like a windshield wiper movement to take it in. Y'all, this is so easy. Anyone can do it. I'm going to be all glammed up for the ball game. And you see how that just dispersed. And it's not going to be nearly as dramatic looking once you kind of spread the product around. Now, I suggest always going in with less because you can always add easier than you can subtract when it comes to makeup. Worst case scenario, you take it off and start over again. I also just have a mirror here because really and truly I can't see much without my glasses on. But what I'm doing is I'm making sure I'm going above my crease so that this portion of my eye will be visible. And it's going to be. Okay. All right, we can work with that. A couple of other things. Now, these are gorgeous shades. Absolutely gorgeous shades. I'm not going to use all of them, though. I love that particular shade. What I'm going to go in with now is one of our stick shadows by Younique that is actually you can get this as a free gift with Younique for the month of May. And I believe it's in the color Gleaming. Let me double check that. Let me see. Yep, it's Gleaming. Okay. So I'm going to go in and just fill in this area that I did not use. And it is so gorgeous. It really is. And it's not sort of an expected look with this kind of mauve-y shade, which is something I like to do. Do something a little bit different. You can absolutely go in with something in the mauve family. I could have used the shimmer in the rose palette, but I wanted to share this particular shadow because it is available as a free product and I love it. And I just think that it is, now these products with the this particular kind of eyeshadow dry real fast. That's something you just kind of have to work with. So, but when they're on, they're on. It's not going to move. One of the other reasons that what I do is I start with my eyes always because I am messy and I'm always going to probably have a little bit of a fallout from any shadow. So that was it. I mean, I used 2 colors. That's all. Now I am going to, let's see. This is one of another palette of Younique's. It's called Addiction Palette 10. I love this one too. And this is my go-to shade right up here in the corner. You can see, I love it. And I'm going to just put this right under my brow bone. I always use a matte shade right there. You really, really, especially as you age, as we get a little bit older, you don't necessarily want shimmer all the way up to your brows. So if there's, if I wanted to, I could definitely make this more of a dramatic look, but I don't need to do that because like I said, read the room. We are going to our grandson's game. Also, I was going to come in with this liner by Prime Prometics. And what's the color of this one? It's called Mulberry. It's beautiful. Now, I really only use products that are self-sharpening. I do not like, I have the little sharpener, for all the things. I don't like it. I don't like the way it tugs at my eyes or my lips. I don't like that. So this particular line, Prime Prometics, was developed for people in my demographic, in I would say the 40 to 45 and over crowd. I love it. They're gel eyeliners and they're fabulous. They're very gentle on your eyes. I have very sensitive eyes, so sometimes certain products can be irritating. These are not, and they come in a great, great variety of color. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in and do a little lining close to my lash line. Now, I have really pale eyes, and I can't really talk all that well when I'm doing this. Okay. Okay. That just gives my eye a little bit more definition, because when you have blue, green, hazel eyes like I do, you can look like your eyes can just get lost. So I always put a little bit of liner on. Now, there's different ways to do it. But this is my preferred way, just for an everyday look. I have some friends that still do a lot of the eyeliner under their eyes, and I've been working with a few people to try and get them to look at a different way of doing that, because I mean, all of my preferences are based on my mature eyes. Some of these techniques might not work all that well, or you may have more options as if you're younger, depending on your eye shapes, all that stuff. But for me, this is, you know what I think I'm going to do? And this is why I love to play with makeup. I'm going to add just a little bit more, whoops, wrong tool, Catherine, up above my eye here, because you can't really even see it. And that's one of the best tips I can give if you have hooded eyes. Just live with it for a few minutes. I saw that it really wasn't showing up that well. So go back in. You can add more. Like I said, it's so much easier to add than it is to take away once you have the product on. Okay, here we are. So there we have it. And I'm looking kind of back and forth just to make sure it's kind of even. Because even though your eyes are a pair, they come as a pair, they're not identical. So you may have more lid space showing on one eye, or, you know, all the things. It's very individual and unique to you. Okay, I think I'm good with that. All right, yay. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with my concealer. It's another area that I think sometimes people of a certain age, as we get older, you kind of need to rethink the amount of concealer. I'm looking at my watch because I'm not sure what time it is. I have used less concealer as time has gone on. That is it. Do you see what I just did? And I started way down low. This is an e.l.f. concealer. I love it. It is a very hydrating concealer. And listen, I have gone from high end to, obviously, drugstore. And I actually like the drugstore one better. I started to try one by Kosas the other day when I was in Atlanta at Sephora, but I wasn't ready to do it. And I ran out of time, basically. I'm going to try that because I've heard that's a good line for mature skin also. But look at the difference. Huge. The reason I start lower for me is because that's where my discoloration or darkness is. And I have more on this eye than on that eye. So I'm going to take, this is a concealer brush by Morphe. I got it at Ulta. And I'm tapping. You will very seldom see me doing any swiping, because that strategy or that technique when you have more mature skin, can really find all those little lines and wrinkles and crevices and such. Another little quick tip, and this is another reason I do concealer after my eyeshadow, is because any fallout is easily taken care of. So I just put a little kind of line there, and it's angled up, and I'm going to actually take that up toward the outer edge of my brow. That gives me a visual lift. So you have this over here, and it's kind of coming down, which can draw your eye down. And this is lifting. It actually looks like a little bit of my eyes just perked up a little. And that's it. It doesn't get much easier. It really doesn't. And there we have it. So both sides very similar now, and they're both giving me more of a lift, and I love that. And who doesn't take that, right? Okay, this is going to be fun. I am going to use Olive Rose, which is the only non-skincare product that the Olive Tree people carry right now. It is a skin tint. This is in the shade 3. Yes, 03. Okay, it's good. It's so good. It is, like I said, it's a skin tint. Base hydroxytyrosol. Now, it comes out of a little dropper like that, and you can just, oh, here's another fun fact. I'm putting it on with my fingers. Normally, I will use for other makeup brands that I use a makeup brush or a sponge. Not with this. This goes on like a moisturizer. And I absolutely love it. Is it going to give coverage? Yeah, it is. Is it going to get a lot of coverage? Probably not. I mean, it is a skin tint that's sort of self-defining, right? You're going to still see your skin, and it's going to look like your skin, but it's going to be a little bit more finished looking. And then I'm going to let it set for a few minutes, and I'm going to do my brows, do my lashes, and then I'll come back to finish the rest. How easy is that? I mean, seriously, it is like putting on a day or a night cream. I love it because, okay, I went on this little quest when I was looking for additional skincare. I really love Younique's line of makeup. I was not having my needs met with my skincare, so I was really looking. Look how hydrating that is. Y'all, I'll be 68 in 2 months. I don't have perfect skin. I have, all the things that we all deal with as we age. And yeah, I'm putting more on my nose because it tends to be red, and I have allergies. And if you live in Florida, you understand. Oh, it feels so good. There's no aroma at all. I mean, it feels just like you're putting on lotion, but it's done. Okay. As I said, I started doing my research, and I was looking into this, and a friend of mine that I really highly respect, she's so smart, has been with Olive Tree people / Oliveda. They have a couple of different product lines under the Olive Tree people umbrella, and Oliveda is one of them. And now Olive Rose is too. I am using Anastasia in taupe for my brows. Love it. Been using this for a long time. My very favorite. Anyway, so the first thing that I learned when I was doing my research was look at the bottle. Look at the packaging. What is the first ingredient? Well, 99.99999% of the time, it was always water. And that sounds great. I mean, there's nothing wrong with water, right? I mean, obviously, we need it to live. What I didn't know was that water, I'm getting all these messages. I have not heard from almost anybody in my family all day, and now they're all messaging me. It's fine. Oh my gosh, so y'all, time is ticking. And this Gigi has to be ready because I have a 4-year-old to kind of watch this afternoon, which is great. He's a hoot. But honey, is he ever busy? I hope he has some good little buddies there to play with tonight. As I said, water. Let's go back to water. What you don't want is water to be the first ingredient in your skincare. Do you know what that means? I didn't have a clue. But every single container, jar, bottle of skincare on my bathroom counter had water as the first ingredient. So, lesson number 1, that's not a good thing. When you have water as the first ingredient in your skincare, that means it needs a lot of other things. And per cosmetic guidelines, if water is the first ingredient in skincare, that means that up to 70% of that product is water. It starts as water. And then you have to add fillers, stabilizers, preservatives, all the things you need in addition to that water to keep it from going bad, to keep it stable, to stop it from growing any mold or anything like that. That's gross, right? Well, of course it is. No one wants that. But that's what I had. So I also found out that the active ingredients, let's say vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, whatever, the good stuff that you want to get from your skincare ends up being about 2 to 4, maybe 5% of what's actually in your skincare. That's ridiculous. So you're really not paying for what you're getting. You're paying for a whole lot of water and preservatives. I'm using Thrive, love Thrive mascara. I have a link for that too. Got a little something there on my cheek. I can get that off later. Anyway, so when you know better, you do better. And so it's been a real process for me. This little special mirror is by Fancy. I adore Fancy. Their mirrors and their skin tools are phenomenal. And they also have the ability to light up. They have the USB ports. You can recharge them, all the things. This is the Mini Tailor, and they are running an amazing sale for Mother's Day. I'll come on and do a live about just the Fancy products. Maybe I'll just do that tomorrow. That sounds like a good Saturday thing to do. I love the Thrive Cosmetics. I love the Thrive mascara. I really haven't tried any of their other products, but I do love this. It is a really good fit for me. Now, Younique has some great mascara. Our daughter Meg loves the Twisted mascara. It works. In fact, she just reordered some this week. I just think it's a very personal thing. And I also think depending on the age that we are and the stage of life that we're in, those needs can change. And that's why it's great to have variety. Okay, I love it too because it just doesn't clump. It just doesn't. And that's a big factor for me. Okay, I am moving and grooving here, y'all. I'm so proud. I have one tiny little load of clothes to finish in the laundry room, and then I will be ready. Got to do something with this hair. It's 80-something here, y'all. It's hot. It is so hot. And we have had the coolest spring here in Central Florida. It's been so nice. I knew the heat was coming. It's kind of like, oh, it's it's going to be here. Well, it's here. It's gorgeous out here, outside today. Not a cloud in the sky, but it's hot and probably very humid. So, if you have any questions about any of the lines I'm talking about, please leave a comment. I'll get back to you. Both Younique and Oliveda are running amazing promotional sales within the month of, whoop, that just fell right over, didn't it? Within the month of May. So if you have anything that you're especially interested in, I'm sure there is a deal. I'm sure there is. This I use to get any mascara off. And probably everybody knows that trick, right? So what else is there that I need to do? All right, these products coming up are two of my faves. This is called Barely Bronze, and I'm a very much of a cream makeup person. I really only wear cream products. I have found that at this point in my life that they're easy, they're fast, they tend to do the best on my skin, and I am just putting a little bit all over. And I'm gonna give myself a little bit of contour here. This is called Barely Bronze, and it's a Bare You color stick. And we have some amazing, fun, seasonal colors right now that are available. And I don't know how long they will be available. That's honest. I have no idea. I know that we have a staple list of colors, but they just added, gosh, 2 or 3 new ones, and they're great. They're so much fun. And I have a couple that are left over from last year. And the same colors came out again, so I was very excited about that because I don't like sharing things that I can't offer you. That just doesn't seem very nice. Now, what I'm doing with my nose, the contour is, as far as width of your nose, if you have a wider nose and you'd like to narrow it a little bit, you just put the lines a little closer together. If you have a broader nose and if you have a more narrow nose and you want it to look a little bit, have a little bit more width, you would put those lines farther apart. It kind of chisels things a little bit. It just gives your face some balance and some color and some dimension and depth, and I think that's such a good thing. All right, so now we're gonna go in. This is one of the extra fun limited edition colors. It's called Frosted Grape, and it's so pretty. I never in a million years would have thought I would be interested in anything that is grape for my face, but it goes on almost like with my eyes, like mulberry-ish, and I am gonna just dot it on right over here in the corner. That's it. And then I'm gonna take a little blush brush and blend it up. And it blends like a dream. And honestly, it turns a pinky color. It is not purple. It does not lean purple. It does not look purple. It is definitely more of, if it is at all, it turns like a pinky violet that to me is gorgeous. So there's that. I love, love, love. And also, as we mature in age, we can appear to have a more sallow complexion. So, pinks, mauves, those colors are such a great lift for mature skin. Another idea that I use too, you may have noticed, is I took that up into my temple area because that area can look more narrowed, and you know, you don't want to do that. You don't want to lose the width or the depth of your face. So you kind of have to sometimes work a little harder as we get older to bring that back, but there are tips and tricks. So this I love too. This is just a little bit of highlighter in the shade Blushing. So you see there is definitely a color family I'm staying in. And it's frosty, not glimmery. So it just gives you a nice little glow, and that's it. And absolutely, you can use this on your eyes too. I love multifunction products, don't you? I mean, they're easy when you're traveling, all the things. It's just so nice to have just a few things that you know can bring one whole look together. Now, I'm going to do my lips really quickly, and this is one of my favorite liners by Younique called Plush. I order these 2 at a time. I really do. I absolutely love this color. Once again, it's kind of a muted mauve, and it's self-sharpening. And when I'm using my lip mask, oh my gosh, my lipstick goes on so much better. And I am overlining just a tiny bit. Plush, I love. This one, I reordered today. This is all I have left. That's it. I usually have multiple tubes of this because I wear it so much, and it's called Easy Street. It is on my website. Like I said, if you have any questions, if you want any of this product information, all you've got to do is just message me. And then I press my lips together. Don't smush like that. That is not good. Mature lips have lines. That's just a fact. And when you smush your lips, you're going to find those lines because they're there. But hopefully you're using a great lip balm and good products to keep your skin hydrated, and so minimize all of that. Okay, another little trick. I'm coming right back. Sorry. Yikes. Okay, this is another little trick. I take a Huggies baby wipe and go around my hairline because my hair is white. It's all natural, but it still can get makeup in it. And that's not a good look. You don't want that. So it's all done. I'm all ready. I've got to buff and puff a little, maybe put a few rollers in the hair. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I can't go like this, but I may put a headband on and call it a day. We'll see. Thank you so much for hopping in and on this afternoon. I so appreciate it. If you have any questions, like I said, just let me know and I will get back to you. Thanks again, and I will be back. And now if I can figure out how to turn this thing off, I will be in good shape. If you have any lipstick on your teeth, do that. Takes it all off and you are good to go. Another good reason to have handy wipes ready. Okay, guys, I will be back, and thank you again. Let me see if I can figure this out. Oh, yes. Let's see. What can I do? That's probably not it. Maybe this is it. Okay, bye, guys.